Tonight, we are taking you to a place so remote it doesn't even appear on most maps. It's on the far side of the world, Komodo Island in Indonesia. It's the birthplace of the Komodo dragons now at the Minnesota Zoo, and it is one of the weirdest places on Earth. A place with more poisonous snakes per square meter than anywhere else in the world, with giant bats, flying lizards, surrounded by riptides and whirlpools, filled with man-eating dragons. Sounds like my kind of place. Back when ancient Chinese sailors battled these seas, they'd note a particularly strange land by writing, "Here be dragons," on their map. Our first impression was the same. Komodo Island wasn't in the least bit inviting. It was simply waiting for the next foolhardy souls to come along. And here we be. Gonna go slay some dragons. Not really. Komodo Island is now a national park where the dragons are protected. It's the rest of us that are on our own.
Your cigarette, please.
Hi, I'm Colleen.
Darling, me Tarzan.
Tarzan?
Tarzan.
You heard him right. His name is Tarzan, and he is our guide.
Seems only fitting, doesn't it?
Tarzan explained that nobody walks around the island without a guide, and that all guides carry a large stick to fend off hungry dragons. It seems dragons prefer to ambush their prey and lurk in the underbrush, waiting for lunch to walk by. We see plenty of proof of that.
I'll be looking for dragons. Oh.
Which explains another odd thing about this island. Everything lives in the trees. The flying poisonous snakes, the flying lizards, the snails, even the baby Komodo dragons. That's because it's simply not safe to be running around on the ground.
Well, this is kind of the unusual bird.
This is a jungle chicken, we're told, and it's probably looking for its young. Not to protect them, mind you, but to eat them, just like the Komodo dragon.
It's a wonder any of them survive. Huh?
Yeah, actually.
Oh.
Speaking of survival, we spot a threat to ours in the underbrush. Suddenly, we were outnumbered by dozens of 6 to 9 foot dragons. Very grumpy old dragons.
I'd just like to stay out of other people's domestic arguments, okay?
And if you think we're foolish, get a load of these crazy animals who are so desperate for fresh water, they try to sneak up from behind. One bite would eventually kill them because the dragon's saliva carries a deadly bacteria.
The park rangers used to feed these dragons about once a week. They'd throw them a goat, mostly to please the tourists who were watching. But about a year ago, they quit doing that when they realized these guys weren't doing any hunting on their own. They'd come to depend on that free handout.
All in all, not the most charming of creatures. But don't tell that to Dr. Perry Wolf, Director of Animal Programs at the Minnesota Zoo.
To see them up and walking is fantastic. Unlike most other lizards, they walk up on all 4 feet and can run. And they just have a certain grace and poise when they're resting. They always have their head up and looking around, surveying, see what's going on. And they're just a spectacular, beautiful animal.
This is Michael, and he lives at the Taman Safari in Indonesia. Under special circumstances, you're able to get up close to him, but you certainly wouldn't want to try this in the wild. As we discovered, Komodos in the wild don't much like having their picture taken. Nor did we care for the sudden interest they showed in us.
That on camera, Gary.
So the fact that Minnesota was given 2 Komodos is great news to zoogoers who would just as soon skip the suspense.
As you know, the Komodo is an endangered species and endemic, only found in my country. So the permission is very difficult. It should be through our president. So now our president from Indonesia, they already signed it, a gift to the Minnesota Zoo and Miami.
And that's where Doni and Maureen come in. They are the 2 young Komodos living at Taman Safari who were chosen to come to Minnesota. Now, when we first met them, neither seemed too keen on the idea of leaving Indonesia.
Hey! Whoa! Hey!
After capturing the dragons to take a closer look, Minnesota zoo officials, for some reason, and we'd just as soon not know why, felt compelled to rename the charming couple temporarily. Doni became Donnie, and Maureen,
Her name is Colleen.
You're naming the dragon Colleen? any resemblance to anyone we know?
Well, she's very beautiful dragon, and has a wonderful petite head, and has a sort of a feisty personality. But we're looking for that.
aren't we all? Still, it's not a simple matter to import a dragon into the States. Besides the usual miles of paperwork, there's the matter of determining whether the male and female dragons really are male and female. The only way to tell, or at least come close, is to x-ray the animals, and even that is sketchy at best.
Go. The first animal, Doni, is a male. You can see, you probably can't see this, but there are two little white lines right there and right there, which are consistent with the hemibacula of the hemipenes of the Komodo monitor, of the hemi-Komodo.
In zoo talk, that means congratulations, it's a boy. And what about old what's-her-name?
This is a female now. You know, only her hairdresser really knows for sure.
With that settled, it's time to prepare the young couple for the trip halfway around the world. Once again, it's easier said than done. It did, however, answer the age-old question, how many men does it take to put a dragon in a box? The obvious answer, as many as you can find.
Okay, there goes Colleen on her way to the Minnesota Zoo.
There is no chance of anyone tampering with this luggage, but the major concern going home is whether the dragons will withstand the low temperatures in the cargo hold.
Well, look okay. Temperature got down to 55, so I think I might crack the female's crate and take a peek at her before we head off to the zoo.
The dragons check out just fine, and soon they're off on the last leg of their journey. Finally, at the zoo, while workers put the finishing touches on the Komodo exhibit, our friend Doni gets his first look at his new home. At first, he's not impressed. But wait.
Haven't I seen that guy before? Oh, that's better. A photographer to terrorize. I think I'm gonna like this place.